Cuffs are off, man. Get right. Too many left in these leagues, but I ain't gonna leave. I'ma get right. Get right. Down to the bottom and scratch it for all the.
Hey everybody, Adam Rank here.
What's up, everybody? It's Marcus Grant.
This is AJ Dillon of the Green Bay Packers.
I got to give a shout out to y'all at Get Right Fantasy.
If you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do you want to lose your league?
Our league. Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network.
You got to get right with the Get Right Fantasy Network.
And best of luck with your podcast. Appreciate the support.
And you're tuned in to watch my boys at Get Right Fantasy Network. Get you right. Enjoy the show.
But I tune in every Friday. Strategies provided, I will lock in every way. So go and roll your sleeves up. Yeah, go roll your sleeves up. And I'm getting down cause I roll my sleeves up. And I'm getting right cause I roll my sleeves up.
What up? What up? What up, world? Welcome back. This is the Get Right Fantasy Network. But this is a combined show today. We're going to be combining with our good friends over at Dynasty Pylon. I got Brian right here next to me. What's going on, Brian? How's everything going?
Feeling good, Mike. I'm feeling good. Ready to go. I know, man, football is just so intoxicating. I almost forget this week 12.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, what's that mean?
We're already here. It went
5
so
more weeks
fast.
of regular season. Oh my God. Like what? This is really happening?
And then we get another 6 months of nothing after all of this is done. It's going so fast, my friend.
And then not even to mention the fantasy aspect. So playoffs are 2-3 weeks away.
Don't remind me of that.
It's in all the leagues you're looking like, okay, am I going to make it? And in 3 of my leagues, second to last are separated by 2 games.
Oh yeah, same here. Man, a lot of leagues are like that. It's a lot of crazy stuff. The last few weeks in a couple of my leagues, everybody's 2 games out of the playoffs. Everybody's right there. Everybody's contending. This is a really competitive year for everybody. So I'm really excited to see what these playoffs turn out to. If you're at the bottom hoping to get in, and those that are in, hopefully they stay in for some of those teams. Don't worry, we're actually gonna have 2 other people here. Rasta and Tank are they're supposed to be here at one point. So they'll jump in as we go. We're going to go over some news and notes that came in from our, from since Friday to today, as well as give you guys actives and inactives for the 1 o'clock game at around 11:30. We also have super chats in. So if you guys want your questions automatically, instantly responded to, we will respond to it first. Make sure you guys drop that super chat. Otherwise, don't worry, we're going to get all your start sit questions. So make sure you guys throw that in the live chat. That's what we're here for today, to give you guys our perspective. Make sure you guys give league size. Make sure you give us the type of scoring, PPR, half, PPR, tight end premium. Standard. Yeah, anything. Just let us know what it is, because it definitely will change the, our thought process, because there are certain, if you've been playing this long, that there are a lot of different nuances to this game. Make sure you guys also check out this is our channel schedule, guys. We are here 7 days a week. Oh my God, look who it is. Tank in the house. What's going on, Tank?
Great
to
see you, my
friend.
What is up? I heard we're doing a collab, and I'm like, I gotta be on today.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm glad to have you here. It's been a minute, and I'm just glad to see you. How's everything going?
Good. Chaotic. Bears are killing me a little bit more. So
just going with the underdogs now, man. That's why I got Bryce Young jersey on right now.
Yeah,
I'm the one guy who has a Bryce Young jersey.
Yeah, I don't have one.
That's me. I'm the one guy.
Hey, at least take solace that my team is doing way worse with the Giants. So at least be happy you're a Bears fan in that case.
Where's Daniel Jones going to end up?
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
So, they did come out. They actually had a report this morning that was talking about his, whereabouts. It looks like
Minnesota,
Ravens,
Detroit,
Vikings, and the Raiders are 3 possible teams that could be interested, or him being interested in him. I could see it. He definitely wants to be more part of a contender team than any part of any other team. I think the Raiders are a better fit. Well, but that's my whole point. I think the Raiders are the best fit for him when it comes to wanting to be a part of a particular team, and be a starter.
Mhm.
Otherwise, he's going to be the backup anywhere else he goes. He's one of those, like I was talking about it yesterday on Club Fantasy. Basically, he is essentially the 32nd best quarterback out there. So he's one of those, like, on the cusp of being a starter, but better than all the backup. Like, there's not one backup that you guys can name that is better than Daniel Jones. I'm sorry.
Justin Fields.
No, we're not going
I'll take Justin Fields 10 times. Daniel Jones is the worst starting quarterback I've ever seen, like ever created in a lab. Like it's literally the worst ever created. Like his arm strength is subpar. His running, he doesn't pick up his feet. He doesn't read. He doesn't do any of the stuff. He doesn't get positive yards. The best thing he had going for him was he had Saquon Barkley in the backfield, and then as soon as Saquon was gone, then we got this.
I've really hated Justin Fields in general. He just never did anything for me. He was inaccurate. He could run the ball like crazy, of course. He got the 1,000-yard season that he had. But otherwise, he was very underproductive for me. So I've always just been very heavy against it. I'm actually in the process of getting their stats up to show you.
No, you can do it, but what you will say is that Justin Fields
he's a better athlete.
But he actually gets positive yards. You can win with Justin Fields. I don't think you can win with Daniel Jones, and that's the problem. And as far as athlete, Daniel Jones is a much better athlete than people want to put out there. He's
100%.
He can literally. He has good feet. He has all those things. I don't think he's a winner. I think that's my biggest issue with Daniel Jones. He can play the quarterback position, but I know I'll put this: if Justin Fields was in Brian Dable's offense, oh my God, you guys will win. We'll have 7 or 8 wins, right now. That's just what he is. He's a guy that could make you win just by him being there. Once again, you don't need Saquon Barkley because he can run. You can throw the ball where you need him to throw. Malik Neighbors will get the ball because all Justin Fields knows how to do is throw the ball straight at people. He has no loft, no nothing to make the ball easier. So I'm just saying, if I'm taking one or the other, I'm taking Justin Fields, especially for the New York Giants. You will win in that league. You will win in that league.
You mean that division?
Division.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, just to compare, Justin Fields has played 30 less games than Daniel Jones.
Years younger than him, 3
well,
years younger than him.
Is it 3?
Yeah, because Justin Fields just turned 25, right? This is 2 years.
Okay, so then they're a little bit, but
almost. Yeah,
he doubles him in passing yards. His winning percentage is higher, even though it's lower.
Because he had one good year. Justin Fields
Fields
only had
none.
3 years. He only had 3 years, and in one they tanked, on purpose. And the first year, it was really Andy Dalton's team. So he's really not had the opportunity. But then you saw what happened with the Steelers. You have talent around him. Only ask him, hey, you throw the ball, you run the ball. All of a sudden, you can, do something with him. I'm telling you, the Giants would be good.
Yeah, I mean, he's a better, to me, Justin Fields is a better fantasy quarterback than he is a real life quarterback. I think that Daniel Jones, for a team, to be around or make, be the franchise, if you will, quarterback, he's a better option just because you can do more around him. Justin Fields, I haven't seen anything that convinces me that he's a good real life quarterback in any shape, way, or form, other than his rushing ability.
And he can win. And as we saw, he wins.
Yeah.
So
he needs to have a right coach. And like Brian said, Ryan Dable, I was so upset when the Bears didn't get him. I'm like, why? Look what he did to Josh Allen.
Wow.
we can do something over here. But yeah, he goes to New York and gets Daniels. So okay, what's he gonna do with him? And obviously nothing. So
I mean, I don't want to seem like he's not good. He has all the skills there. You see them there. The problem is he can't put it together. And as I said, not being a winner and not having your team believe in you. Being a leader is probably the number one thing I need on my quarterback.
No, fair. No, I get it. Believe me, it's going to be interesting to see where he goes either way. I'm really interested to see how this kind of plays out for him. Now Giants are stuck with, Tommy DeVito in this case, which I
yeah.
also thought was very weird. I
So
know
you're going to elevate him from 4 to 1, huh? That's what we're going to do.
and that's the whole point is, we ended up going out and paying Drew Lock to be our backup quarterback to then have Tommy DeVito come in and be the backup all of a sudden. It makes no sense. I
don't want to
just
pay him.
No, you don't want to. But you paid Drew Lock, and you're better off cutting Drew Lock and keeping DeVito as your backup the whole time and doing it that way instead of, basically going, come here, Drew Lock, and then just saying, nope. Like, I'm sorry. They want a guy that just does this, that everybody's like on board with and making the New York fans happy. It's like, come on. Like my dad texted me the other day. He's a diehard Giants fan, and he's telling me, this is the most excited I've been wanting to watch football. And I'm like, Pop, you do realize this is like the third string guy that isn't any good. He's like, but he's exciting to watch. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like he's a Daniel Jones, like
light
zero.
Like
I was going to say
zero. Like zero.
Daniel Jones, like he's
Super
not
light.
that. Yeah, he's almost Daniel Jones. Like if you look at their numbers, though their numbers are comparable.
Oh yeah.
Daniel Jones is such a better athlete. And you feel like that's what you will go with. I want to go with the better guy that has the higher upside.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking Drew Lock should have been the guy because it's not over. If you start to show that you have something.
Oh, that's probably why they don't want to. They want to kind of go, we're done. We're kind of we're giving up. This is the white flag. We're going to be going for that number 1 pick. And to be honest, I don't want anything to do with this rookie QB class that's coming in.
Yeah.
I don't want Beck. I don't want Sanders. I don't want either one of them because honestly, they don't show me anything that's worth it in their just how they play. These guys seem like second-rate guys compared to the group that we're getting, like that we got last year. Like that type of group only comes through once every 10 years. This is a group that I honestly I don't see anything that could go. These guys aren't anything more than a backup, in my opinion.
No, I think so. Shador could turn into something, but as of right now, what he does, he holds on to the ball too much. Guess who holds on to the ball too much now? Caleb Williams does. Same thing with Justin Fields. Like these are they have problems going from college to professionals. But 100%. Lamar Jackson used to do the same thing.
Well,
can you coach that out of them?
And
I don't know.
There's a good reason for it too. A lot of the coaches that are out there currently have a more of an old school type thought process and are in a more, they focus more on the, I want to say the older generation in this case, like the guys that are a little bit on the longer tooth side comparatively to the new group that's coming in that have a whole different mind process and learning process. So it makes it harder for them to kind of connect. With the Giants next season, I'm calling it now. Shane's gone, Dable's gone, all of them are gone, and they're starting fresh out the box. And the problem is that then you have to build from that and go from there. Hopefully, we go younger to be able to reach out to these kids. But granted, I want a guy like Sam Darnold next year or Matthew Stafford, like someone that's going to just bridge us to the next year to grab Arch and go from there. Like I'd rather have Arch and come there. I want him.
No, but
everyone wants him to.
He's gonna.
Who would want to go to the Giants though? And not because the Giants is a bad team. It's because of the pressure cooker that you are in New York.
I know.
And then you don't have the talent around, and you have never developed your line.
Well, no, this year the line looks way better than it did.
But that's terrible. That's how good. Like it's just mediocre right now. And it was terrible so long. And if you could have just really focused on the line, I feel like you could have won with Daniel Jones. But if you can't protect him, then it's never going to work. Yeah. I think you need to go left tackle. I don't care what anyone says. I think you got to go left tackle and then worry about quarterback from.
No, Andrew Thomas is fine. I know he's getting older, but I mean,
he's 30. What?
No, can't be. He's like 28. He can't be anything higher than that. He was drafted in, I think, 08.
It was 08.
Or not 08.
No, I mean 18. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I'm all over the place.
I don't know why I said that.
No, he should be a decent age. But my whole point is even if we go left tackle, then we move him to right. And
I think you move him to right, and then but the problem is the injury. Is the injury going to be okay with him? I'm not exactly sure.
He's got some time.
Evan Neal is terrible.
Yeah.
Evan Neal's been terrible for a long time. So
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go answer some questions. We got a bunch in the chat. We got Kai. What's going on, Kai? She goes half PPR with Purdy out. Which wide receiver should I start with AJ Brown? JSN or CD Lamb? Also need 2 running backs and a flex. I want to start Monty and Gibbs, but also have Walker, Hunt, and B-Rob. Wow, she has got fire in her running back spot. So let's get through the wide receiver first with AJ Brown. JSN or CD Lamb? I know my answer.
Yeah, my is not is JSN. In the last 3 weeks, JSN has been killing it. It's, I mean, unbelievable. It's almost like looks like he's almost the number 1 guy. Like
he is.
The rapport that's coming with him right now. I just think that he has to be the guy, especially as we've talked all kind of off screen. What's going on with Dallas? You know, they're not they backup quarterback. They can't defend. They can't run. So that means CD is going to be force fed it. But that means he's probably going to be double teamed, and it's going to be a problem for Dallas. So their offense is going to be stagnant. I will be going JSN 100% today.
What about you, Tank?
Yeah, JSN. Yeah, the last couple of weeks, he's proven he's the guy you kind of play.
Yeah, for sure. I'm at JSN as well. A lot of different factors involved. You know, he is currently wide receiver 10 or wide receiver 11 on the year.
I have him 11 for this week.
I have him at, I think, 10 this week and above CD. I have him at 12, but because of,
so you're right with me. Yeah, okay.
Oh, I'm right with you. I mean, honestly, he's a top 12 guy. He's a number 1. You know, he's a 1 wide receiver in this, particular equation. And to be honest, you can't go wrong with the group that you have currently. Right now, with the 2 running backs, I mean, if you're already starting Monty and Gibbs, which are almost, almost smash plays in this case, who do you want here with Hunt, Walker, and B-Rob? I mean,
that is such a hard.
I mean, this one's harder than the other one because these are 3 guys that I would want to have starting in one way or another.
Mm-hmm. And everyone was giving up on Kareem Hunt, right? Yeah. Because everyone thought Pacheco was coming back. But you're going against this Carolina defense with Kareem Hunt running the ball. It might be his last hurrah, or he might have 3 touchdowns. Like, they might be force feeding him through that defense.
Oh, yeah. And especially, I mean, I was going to say Arizona is probably one of the worst run defenses. So Kenneth Walker is one of the best options out there. Carolina is the worst option out there. This is definitely Hunt's last week. I really like Hunt as one of those.
And then B-Rob, Dallas can't stop the run either.
Yeah.
Like, I literally, so in my rankings for them, I have them 8, 10, and 11.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think my rankings, I have Kareem at 7. I have Kareem at 7. Who's the other guy we're looking for? Walker. I have Walker at, I got to move Walker up because I definitely have him lower. No, he's right here. He's at 5. Sorry, he's at 5. Yeah, I'm trying to find him, and it's because he's all the way at the top, not at the bottom. And then I have Brian Robinson Jr. a little bit lower, but I got to definitely raise him up a little bit. I mean,
11 right now. Yeah, so he's the one, but Dallas really gets up a lot. And they run the ball.
I have him at 16. That's where I have him. I got to move him up to like 13. So either way,
they run the ball more than any of the other 2 teams. But Kareem Hunt just seems like this should be his week.
It's a smash play. Yeah. I think I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt here as well. Not an easy choice, and it's hard to see those guys sitting on your bench. Believe me. So Dangerous Toys goes 10-team full PPR flex spot. So Bucky Irving, Dell, or Marvin Harrison Jr. He's leaning towards Irving. Are you?
I'm not.
Okay.
It's funny because this is something actually I've been thinking about. Marvin Harrison Jr. has been so inconsistent, so it's hard for me to go with him as a rookie. Even he's probably my 4th ranked rookie right now as wide receiver.
That's fair.
That's kind of my issue overall with him. There's something about me that feels like Tank Dell's going to pop off today. And I don't have a good reason because, he's been getting 10, 11 points, whatever. I just feel like this is the week for Tank Dell to actually, do something. Even though I have him ranked at 25 overall, I just feel like this matchup works for him with Tennessee. I think that Tennessee's won't. They're not going to run on Tennessee. Not in the middle of that line. You're just not. So you go to pass. You think double team Nico Collins, right? This should open up for Tank Dell. This is the spot that he was in last year that he really started to do wonders with. I feel like this is his week. If CJ Stroud's going to get on task, it has to be with Tank Dell, his best friend. So that's why I'm leaning towards Tank Dell. That's just me.
Okay. What about you, Tank?
I'm going Irving. I mean, how much is he going to touch the ball today? He's going to be like one of the most played. It's him, Rashid White. They're going to be played so much, because of everything going on. Or not, I'm sorry. Because they're going to be, I'm sorry, they're playing against the Giants. So it's going to, they're going to be just ripping them apart, I think. So it's just going to be, yeah. And I mean, Irving seems like
it's funny because the Giants' run defense is actually not as bad as you think you would
think. It's not bad, but I feel like
really good defensive linemen there.
Yeah, but I feel like by the second half,
they're going to be up,
is going to be so tired. They're going to be so tired, and it's going to be run, and it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, I mean, I normally lean for flex spots. I tend to lean more towards the running back, and it's more towards the guaranteed touch part of it. But in this particular case, I don't mind Dell, and I agree with everything Brian said about the concept of what they have going on. He's increased in his snaps, of course, since Diggs has been out, and we do know, hey, look who's here. Finally awake. What's going on,
I've been
brother?
awake.
I know you have. I'm just
even my technology was sleeping this early. It doesn't want me to get going, but I think I'm good now. What's up, fellas?
What's up, Rasta?
What's up, Rasta?
Let's do it. Simul stream, man. I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm
loving
late and
it.
excited.
And we got like all the coasts too. We got like East Coast,
yeah.
West Coast, Midwest,
and even Midwest. Yeah,
representing it all. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
So,
all right,
Rasta, we have this.
I'm glad
question.
I missed the Giants talk though. Glad I missed that.
That's 90% of what I talked about yesterday.
Yeah. I was like, I'll take a little bit longer to get in here.
So who do you want here there, Rasta? Do you want Bucky Irving, Tank Dell, or Marvin Harrison Jr.? It's a full PPR in the flex spot. Who you leaning?
You know my answer, man. Give me Marvin Harrison. Just because.
Just because.
I hear you, but I think Tank Dell this week makes the most sense for him. Full PPR, I think he's going to get a lot more opportunities than we think. I think he's going to be targeted 12 times. So in a full PPR concept, that should get you points in itself. And then when catching, I think he get a touchdown today. So
okay,
yeah. Yeah, we'll see if what's up, Joe? We'll see if it happens, man. They gotta hopefully, that defense is tough, but I mean, no Snead, in there. He's placed on IR this week. So I mean, I think there's a chance there, but I mean, Marvin Harrison, as long as he gets six touches, I mean, he's scoring over 14 fantasy points. So, it's hard to kind of go against that, but we've seen the downfalls too. So, a lot of teams on bye, so tough spot, but yeah, I'll go with HJ.
I have a point,
and but because we're saying all that, Bookie's going to outscore both of them. So
exactly.
I mean, he definitely has the better matchup out of the group. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. has a decent matchup as well. Titans are pretty good against the wide receiver overall this year, but it's mostly because of their line being able to get to the quarterback first and not to be able to pass it. So, yeah. I mean, in this case, it's really big toss up here, and it's really what you feel, the need is. I think the ceiling play for you is definitely Harrison Jr. And if you want more of a floor play, I'd say Irving is probably your better bet. And, if you like that right in the middle consistency part, might be Dell. So, yeah, I'm sorry that we didn't really give you a clear answer because all four of us had different answers here.
But honestly, it's funny because the way I have it ranked, I have Tank Dell at 13 points. I have Marvin Harrison at 11.5, and I have Bucky Irving at 12. So it's like, what?
Yeah.
Exactly what he said. So how safe you want to be, and
that's why we're getting the question.
Exactly. So Anthony, not you, you think that Vegas, something cooking for an upset versus Colts first? The Lions, 84% is on the money line, and speed for Lions. So, is this a trap game for the Lions? I don't think so.
If it is, it's more like a box with a stick.
Yeah.
Like if that's a trap game, I don't know, you're gonna get stuck in that. You're just gonna kick the box over and step on them, and then go on right on to not win it by 20. I just don't see the Raiders having anything besides a tight end. That's literally all they have. Their entire offense is a tight end.
Yeah, for sure. They lost all their running backs, which is another bit of news. They will not have Alexander Madison or Zaire White today. So it will be Amir Abdullah and Dylan Lobby, the hometown kid from where I'm from. So great to have him hopefully involved today, which is great. We got Neanderthal going, trying to clinch today, but I'm playing our very own Classic Mike. And don't you worry, I will get you that clinch because my team sucks. And he is currently 9-2 in that league there, Rasta? He's leading.
So,
yeah, he's leading. So Anthony goes. So
I creep up, man. I was in last. I made it to like 6
I was creeping out. Yeah, I was slowly creeping in there. But we'll see how this week goes. So Anthony goes. So if the Raiders get Daniel Jones, is there not need to draft a high quarterback in the top 10?
Oh hell yeah, you need to draft a high quarterback.
You got to do something there.
Competition.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
It's going to be a interesting, situation overall. Marcos, what's going on, man? He goes Bucky Irving or Dobbins or Pollard. Which out of the three are you playing? Let's go Byron.
Well, we have a saying here, or usually for us on Dynasty Pylon: if he's healthy, you play him. J.K. Dobbins, if he's healthy, you always play him,
and he's full PPR too.
It's just there's nothing else I can say about that. I feel like no matter what the matchups are, I've been going J.K. Dobbins all the time. Even though Tony Pollard going at Houston, I feel like they're going to stop him. If I'm starting to break it down, Bucky Irving, I have at right 12 and a half points. I had J.K. Dobbins at 13. So that's really, really close. But I'm still going J.K. Dobbins because I feel like the opportunity, even against Baltimore, is still there.
Mm-hmm.
What about you there, Tank?
Yeah, Dobbins. Exactly what Brian said. If he's healthy, he's the guy you play. Yeah. I mean, his floor is like a little bit lower, but you play him.
What about you, Rost?
It's a tough one, man. The full PPR makes it a little tough because I think otherwise, if it's half or non, I think I'm going to go Bucky there.
It's Bucky.
That Baltimore defense, man, scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with Gus coming back, we've seen him kind of eat into that workload just a smidge there. But he is getting, that full PPR work, and they kind of are opening up a little more. So I think, if they can get him in space outside and maybe use him on some of those dump offs as an extension of the running game to try to loosen up the Baltimore D, if they kind of go that route with it, then I kind of do like that start. But yeah, I do have Dobbins at 19, Bucky at 21, and Pollard at 25. So they are kind of right there. But yeah, that's the order I have it.
Yeah, I have Bucky at 18. I have Dobbins at 23, and I have Pollard at 25. So for me, I'm leaning a little bit more Bucky. It's more the matchup more than anything. I do think that Dobbins is, could be in a good spot overall. Even though that defense is good against the running back, they are not great against pass catching running backs.
Out of the backfield, he is a monster, and
they keep him on the outside. So you don't want to go in the middle of that defense. It's just not worth it. Especially both lines. Baltimore's defensive line is way better than the Chargers. All they're going to try to do is screen out to Pollard or to Dobbins on most of the times that they play. So Dobbins isn't a horrible pick for me, but I would prefer probably Bucky in this case. I'm actually sitting Dobbins in one league that I have him in, but I have Gibbs, JT, and Henry. So I have a little bit.
Okay.
Dobbins has like a 9.4.
I have Dobbins right now at 12 at full PPR.
Yeah.
Spicy.
We'll see how that one goes. It's definitely a good matchup. It's going to be a fun Monday night game that I'm excited to watch. So, can't go wrong there. We got George Play in the house going, what's up, guys? Need help to start 2 wide receivers, non-PPR. He's got Hopkins, Marvin Harrison Jr., JSN, DJ Moore, or Jalen Waddle. Now, just quick little, I have some news that Malik Neighbors will be playing today. He is active and will be playing. So just know that in advance. We should be getting actives and inactives in just 1 minute. If I start getting them, crazy where we see something that's not normal, I'll bring it up. But for now, who do you guys have for this? 2 wide receivers, Hopkins and, Marvin Harrison Jr., JSN, DJ Moore, or Waddle? Let's go, Byron.
So me loving DJ Moore means I'm putting him at the third to last.
Okay.
That's me loving him and knowing what we get in Chicago right now. He's third to last. Waddle, I don't even want him to come off the bench right now at all. So I throw him super last. So that only leaves me with, Hopkins, Marvin Harrison Jr., and JSN. JSN I have as number 1. The guy, as far as his group is, I think he's the best one. Now you get into Hopkins or Marvin Harrison Jr., and they're really close for me. But I'm going to lean Harrison Jr. on this one. But Hopkins is right. I literally have him like 17, 18. I'm probably going to go Marvin Harrison Jr.
So a little bit of news for everybody. Both guards for the Cowboys will be out today. Zach Martin and Tyler Smith are both out today. So just be aware of that for the Cowboys offensive line. Trayvon Diggs is also out with Jake Ferguson, which we already kind of knew about those two. Josh Oliver is also inactive today, as we already knew ahead of time. Just waiting on more news. But what about you, Tank? What do you think for this particular question?
JSN is the for sure one. And then I was kind of looking at the matchup between Hopkins and Harrison. Hopkins against Carolina should be like a gimme, and I kind of want to go that way, but Brian was kind of talking me into Harrison, but I think I'm gonna probably stick with Hopkins this week.
What about you, Ross?
Yeah, for the correlation, I'm going to go JSN and MHJ playing against each other. If that turns into a shootout, then really it could mean higher, ceiling for you. That's just a kind of pure analytical play, given the situation. Increases some volatility though, but I just think it could happen. Hopkins, I'm still not quite there yet. That could just be a hunt game. And so I'm worried a little bit about that. Give me the Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jackson Smith. And I actually have Harrison one ahead at 16 and JSN at 17. So
nice.
So stated, a
little bit of news. Smith and DeAndre Swift and Keenan Allen are both officially active. So they will play today, just so you guys are aware.
It doesn't matter.
For me, in this particular matchup, I do agree with Ant here. Marvin Harrison Jr. and JSN are probably your 2 best bets here. With the point spread, it's 47.5. It's I think the 3rd or 4th highest on the slate for this week. I'd rather have more involved in that game than I would in the others. I do like Hopkins in this, in his matchup, but I agree that Hunt could be very much involved. He's more of a wide receiver 3 or lower, in my opinion. But JSN and Marvin Harrison Jr. are definitely the better 2 options. I'm not touching Moore and Waddle until I see better.
Exactly.
So we got defenses, Chiefs or Tampa. This is a good one. I'm going Chiefs. And it's not even close.
Yeah, I agree. That's easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Although they don't really score a lot, just depending on your defensive scoring, they're not that kind of scoring defense. Usually the scoring defenses are ones where they're out there. They allow teams to drive, but they can get those sacks, when they're timely and, maybe only give up field goals or can get that interception or that return for a touchdown, strip sack, fumble. But yeah, if you're just talking who's the better defense overall, that's Kansas City.
Better defense overall. For me, the only caveat that I will give for Tampa is normally I try to aim for the games that are a little bit more towards the lower end of the point spread. In this case, it's 41 points for the Giants versus the Bucks compared to 43, which is against the Chiefs, against the Panthers. But in this case, I mean, they're too close that it doesn't matter to me at that point. Both are going to be low scoring games for the, for the worser team, if you will. I don't care which one you pick, but I think that, if you're going to pick a defense that's going against a third string guy like Tommy or a guy like Bryce Young, I might want to maybe lean a little more towards Tampa, but I love the Chiefs matchup overall. I do think that's more of a unknown game than it would be for the Tampa game. I think that game's going to be closer than people might think it might be. Just because, they're already 9-1. Who cares? Like, they're going to, probably just kind of go through the motions and see what happens. So
that's my worry about Tampa, because you think about defenses, you're always thinking about scoring. So who's going to throw the most interceptions? Who's going to have the most problems from the opposite offense? Like, who's going to create the most plays? And I see the Panthers as very risk averse, especially going against a top 5 defense in the Chiefs. And I wonder, does that mean the Giants with the DeVito out there? Because we know he's going to throw the ball. He's going to put the ball in harm's way. Does that give Tampa Bay a chance for a pick 6? Does that do something like that? So
agree.
That's what worries me, and I probably would even lean Tampa Bay because of that.
Yeah, I mean, both are great plays. I don't think you can go wrong with either or, just because of their matchups and who you have. So you did a great job picking up 2 really good defenses.
Yeah.
It's really, honestly, in my opinion, it's a coin flip for me. They both haven't been high scoring, like Ross has said. They're kind of, they're just good defenses against bad matchups. So it's really pick your poison. Do you want to go against the third string guy or the sophomore?
Yeah.
And they might just run the ball, but that's tough because you got Chris Jones in the middle of the Chiefs, and then all it is
going to be tough.
Yeah,
exactly.
Poor Tyron.
Well, I'm just saying, we actually have these games have 3 of the best defensive tackles in the game with Chris Jones, Dexter Lawrence, and good old Vita Vea. So it's tough, man. This is going to be a really fun group of defenses to watch. But yeah, I'm going to lean a little bit, probably more towards Tampa, going against my good old Tommy Cutlets. So need all your help on this super flex. Would you guys start Caleb Williams, Cooper Rush, or Tank Dell? It's Superflex full PPR. Not happy with the QB matchup, and most of my people are on a buyer starting. So who are you going with, Byron?
I would never start Cooper Rush.
Yeah. Nah, me neither.
Never.
I had to last week, man.
Oh man.
I mean, he threw the touchdown to Turpin.
Yeah, at least last
he got
week
like 15 points. Yeah, it wasn't.
We do have one inactive that I was not expecting. Jalen Coker. I know that seems like a weird one, but he is currently Panthers wide receiver number 2 at this point. He is inactive, but Adam Thielen is active today, so you will have Thielen in one of those spots with Xavier Legette. They also have Trayvon Sanders. So yes, this will kind of change things a little bit, maybe for that, Chiefs defense, but only a little bit. We already know Isaiah Pacheco is not playing today, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire is also inactive for that particular game as well. No one else that I see on the actives and inactives that anyone would care about. Everyone seems to be the status quo. Jeff Wilson is going to be inactive as well for the Dolphins, which isn't really a big surprise, but otherwise, we are good with those and don't have any more. I'm not against playing Caleb today over a guy like Tank.
You have to.
You kind of have to.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm leaning to, man.
That's never good.
You're going Dell? You're going Dell there, Rasta?
Nah, you got to go Caleb, man.
Yeah,
you got to go Caleb. Just because, his floor we've seen is a little low, but you at least expect your quarterback to get you 10, 15 points. He should be able to do at least that with his rushing upside.
Yeah,
I mean,
his scramble ability to run for 50 yards.
Everyone's again, you guys are the Bears fans, man. But from us over here, it was oh, they got the new coordinator, they did so good. But I was they were terrible last week too. At the same time, but it was a better terrible, I guess. So we'll see, man. We'll see what happens.
Caleb played better, and that's probably the best thing. The problem we have a terrible offensive line. That's just what it is. Our offensive line is awful.
Yeah, awful.
They couldn't block.
That was Justin Fields' problem.
Exactly. That's why
That's
I've
just a
always said.
Chicago problem.
Yeah.
for my entire life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he put up 16 last week, but I mean, he came off 2 5-point performances before that, so yeah, it's tough to trust. But
and then Minnesota's a great defense. But
how's the weather over there? Like, is there any wind going on? That's what I was wondering.
I haven't seen anything crazy.
He has
I will look that up.
He can throw in the wind.
It's 54 degrees. It's not strong wind. It's going to be fine.
That's nice.
It's
I was
not
outside
regular football
earlier.
I was going to say
reporting from right there in the stadium.
From my backyard.
Yeah.
We got Patrick Lario in the house. What's going on, Patrick? He goes, yo, go big, black and blue. Nice. He's a big Giants fan. So Ertz or Disley and Washington over Green Bay. Who do you like at the tight end? Zach Ertz or Will Disley?
Ertz.
Yeah.
What about you, Tank?
Oh, Ertz. Yeah, Ertz.
I'm going
Better
Disley
matchup.
here. I'm going to be the one guy against it. I just love the matchup overall. I do like Justin Herbert and the way that he's been playing recently. They're going to have to pass it, and it's the only way they're going to win against the Baltimore Ravens. I do just like the matchup and his volume that he's been getting recently. But I do, Ertz is like a spot or two below it for me. What about Washington or Green Bay? I like Green Bay just a little bit more, but Jair is going to be out for this particular game. Go against Cooper. Go against Cooper Rush.
Allen.
Be seeing Green Bay.
I think you got to take the Commanders, man.
Yeah.
I think
I like
that
Commanders.
after seeing Green Bay up close without Jair, they're not as impressive. They just aren't.
No, I agree.
And that's coming from a team with a terrible offensive line that should have won the game. So that means I want Washington, man. I've seen both of those defenses. Washington's defense is better.
Revenge game with Dan Campbell coming
Dallas.
back to put it on. Yeah, I mean, come on.
With Dallas with nothing, they have nothing.
Yeah,
he's gonna be like, good riddance. Good thing I got out of this thing. Thanks for firing me from putting me out of my misery.
I think
or did he just leave? He just left, right? They didn't fire him, right?
Who?
Yeah, he just left. He was
Dan
like,
Quinn. He didn't. Yeah, he
left and wanted to go move on. Just looking at weather stuff, the only games that really have issues, if you will, Seattle Seahawks are going to have a chance of rain with 10-mile-an-hour gusts. Nothing crazy.
No way. Seattle?
Rain in Seattle?
No way.
Who knew?
No. And then Green Bay's got some wind gusts as well as the Giants over at MetLife. If you've never been to MetLife, it's in an open pond, if you will, or a just wide open with just the stadium in the middle. And it is definitely in the swamp. But at the end of the day, MetLife Stadium is actually well built in the way of wind on the field comparatively to kicking the ball. So it's very good at blocking out a lot of just general wind. I've sat there for many years. And in the cold weather games, it's really not that bad as people think it might be. So that game should be fine.
It's like anti-Chicago, huh? Okay.
Well, it's just
you're built to have tornadoes. When things are happening.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it definitely swirls there, but at the end of the day, the walls are so freaking high in that place that the wind. It's hard for the wind to get over the top, and then it's just Trust me, I've been there too many times to I can tell you that it's a pretty good stadium to be in overall. But yeah, I'm going to go Washington here, and these guys like Ertz a little more than Disley. I like Disley. We got Zach goes Vikings or Chiefs for defenses.
Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs.
Yeah, I might lean the Vikings, and it's really just because of the fact that they are one of the highest blitzing teams in the league, on top of the fact that they're going against Caleb Williams, who has been having a little bit of a rough day overall. Just, I think that they have the ability to shut them down a little bit more than what people think. So I don't hate the game there. It's also a 39.5 point over-under. I like going with a little bit of a lower over-under total. So, yeah, I could lean Chiefs here, but it's one of those other things that I think about also is that these division games, it's tough to pick both defenses that are in division games. I rather go with, the unknown, which is the Chiefs. So yeah, I might lean the Chiefs too.
It's just Carolina, Bryce Young.
Yeah.
I'm going Chiefs.
Yeah, got to go against it.
Yeah.
So we got two quote unquote backup running backs here with Eckler and or Rashad White. No, I love Rashad White. You know
Don't
that.
do that. Don't do that.
So in this case, well, I mean, you got Bucky on top.
Yeah, as long as it's full PPR. Yeah.
If it's full PPR, I'm going White.
Yeah, I don't even have to argue. If it's full PPR, I'm going White.
Yeah. Yep. Nah. We all agree there. Kyle Singer, what's going on, man? He goes, pick one, Tua or Love.
Tua just has not been the same, right? Yeah, he just hasn't been the same coming back. I think you have to go Jordan Love. As much as I hate him in every way, like I hate the color. I hate everything about him. I hate his face.
I love Brian because he how he feels against Green Bay is how I feel against the Raiders, bro. Like it's just like a pure just hatred.
The Raider hate.
Sorry, Joe. Watch, Joe's gonna say something now.
Like, no, it doesn't matter. Like even if I saw a Green Bay Packer fan on the side of a road and they need a wrench to take off the tire, like I would throw into a lake. That's just me.
Driving by.
With all that said, I still go Jordan Love this week.
I might lean Tua. I just like the matchup overall against New England, and I believe it's at home too, which is even more of a thing that I like as well. I think I'm going to lean Tua over Love here, just because of the matchup. San Francisco's defense is still good. They are not bad. They might be on the field a little bit, but they are still good.
Is Bosa active?
Bosa's out, but I'm still okay with this defense the way it is. But
defense is totally different though without that guy, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And every week, Tua, I'm always afraid Tua's like,
you never know what you're going to get.
You never know. And he keeps throwing himself in dangerous positions. And, oh, man.
Oh, that one time I think we all freaked out, right? When he took off running, we're like, what are you
doing? We all
do. Yeah. Every time he runs, everyone holds their breath. No one, like.
Yeah, I get it. We got Anthony again. Since Devontae Smith is out for the Eagles and I got 3 wide receivers on a bye, I need to add wide receiver Jordan Addison or Josh Downs or Tank Dell. Wow, all 3 of these guys are on waivers. Which one are you picking up?
I could see it in like a 10-team league.
Probably. Might be 8. Wow.
I think I'm Downs.
Downs.
I mean, if it's full PPR, I'm going Downs.
It's hard with AR, man, because it doesn't count for targets. You actually have to catch the ball, and he doesn't throw a ball that's within the radius of catchable.
I don't know, man. I was surprised to see how if it was last week and if he was just coming back, but I think he realized as he was watching Flacco, like, just throw the ball to Downs. Like, I think he realized he's his moneymaker, and then that's gonna open up stuff from over the top. And again, they played against a fairly good Jets secondary. Like, I know they got a whole bunch of dysfunction going on, but their defense is decent. And I mean, this guy is just, I mean, I know a lot of it was Flacco, but I mean, he still put up 28.8 points, 5 for 5 for 84 and a touchdown. I mean, and that was with Richardson at Jets. And so now he gets Detroit, who gives up, I think, the 3rd or 4th most fantasy points allowed to wide receiver position. So, I mean,
only because they are
pass funnel defense. Yeah,
they're up so much they need that. He has to throw the ball a lot.
Fireworks, man. Give me Josh Downs.
Yeah, I like Downs a little bit more in this.
Yeah, I like Downs a lot. Like he's only had 2 bad weeks. Every week he's been great. Not great, but good. Like, he's been in double digits almost every single week.
Okay.
So we got you can't play right now because
against Chicago.
The only thing Chicago can do is have defensive backs. That's all they have.
Shutting down the secondary.
Third best against wide receivers this year.
Didn't you get a piece back too now? Weren't you guys missing a piece even? So you guys are back healthy now. Yeah.
Oh, you mean on that?
We're missing one safety.
That's what
it is.
Yeah.
So we're missing one safety still, but everything else we're there, and we have good backup guys too.
Oh yeah, your secondary is very good. I like Josh Downs. Yeah,
Downs, go get him.
Marcos, Marcos goes Cooper Cup or Malik Neighbors full PPR. Cup has a bad matchup, right? I don't think it's a horrible matchup, but it isn't a great matchup. Eagles are first best against the wide receiver in this particular week, but I mean, they do a lot of motion. They keep Cup on the move a lot on top of Puka as well. They might want to, if they put all their resources towards Puka or towards towards Puka, then you're okay. But they're going to probably spread it out and make things a little bit more difficult. I don't trust Neighbors in any way, shape, or form in a Tommy DeVito game. Yeah, he might get some volume, but beyond that, no. I'm good with Cooper.
Yeah, I got Cooper Cup 6, Malik Neighbors 13.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it's Cup for me.
Yeah.
What about you, Ant?
Cup up there. Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I have Cup and Puka like literally back to back 5 and 6.
Yeah, I'm playing both in one league in the same league. So playing Cooper.
Even if it's garbage time, like I just feel like even if it's not necessarily, but they're going to be behind by like 2 scores in the fourth, and just out, they're going to get that like prevent defense, and then those guys they can put up points on those last 2 drives. Even like,
I mean,
it may be a little ugly, but I think they'll get there.
This is the second highest point total of the week, on top of the fact that Eagles are only favored by 3, which shows that in this case they're only going to be down a score. Still negative game script for or I guess in some ways positive game script for this particular scenario to keep Cooper Cup, involved. So I like Cooper Cup a lot more than Neighbors, even though that game script is, definitely in favor of Neighbors. I just can't do
Sean
it.
McVay is great for fantasy.
He's very good.
Yeah.
He knows what he's
those guys they're healthy. You
Yeah.
play them.
Yeah.
And Puka and Cup are healthy. You just go. I'm going with those guys.
Yeah.
Are there
You just
any?
don't get hurt. Don't get hurt.
Are there any giant players you willing to play?
Tyrone Tracy,
and even that
Tracy.
sucks with
I'll play Tracy, and I might lean Wandell, and it's really just because of the underneath part of it.
I'm starting him in a league actually. But
I'm starting
16's
him,
on a
and I
bye,
have
man.
no choice.
16's on a bye.
Yeah.
And y'all know I have a
Tracy's
lot
my
of Burrow
16.
Chase. Like I got a lot of that going on, man. I'm hurting this week, especially with my Scott Fishbowl, man. I'm like, it sucks.
Believe me, it's a rough week for everybody. I have to play guys like Wandell, but I don't hate Wandell's situation overall. I do think they're going to keep him involved. He'll be more slot, based, and they're going to have Slayton and Neighbors on the outside. So I feel a little bit more comfortable with Wandell. I don't mind Theo Johnson as well as a low end tight end, but beyond that, I don't want anything else to do with the main guys. Just because I don't think they're going to have to orchestrate some type of touches with him. I've seen Neighbors in the backfield a few times. I've seen them do them on jet sweeps and but at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to be anything more than what Cooper can do against the other group. So
I don't even want anything to do with anyone with the Giants jersey on.
I agree.
That's what Frank would say. I'll speak for Frank on that too. Malik Neighbors' stat line is going to be like 15 targets, 12 catches for like 57 yards.
Yeah. It's going to be an
I think that would be a good game too, though. He'll take that.
That's exactly what's
Guy says, thanks, y'all. Phew, I don't want to sit any of them so hard. I was leaning Hunt, but I think Walker went off against Arizona last time. I could be mistaken, though.
I'm not sitting Walker. I don't know if I caught that first question.
No, it was Walker, Hunt, and
B Rob, I think, wasn't it?
B Rob, correct.
Ooh, snap, that is tough.
And
this was
we leaned Hunt a little bit more than Walker.
Oh man,
but it's close. Like it's
very close.
But thinking about this is Hunt's last hurrah. This is it against a team that can't stop the run. If you had 14 guys on the field,
man, do I sit B-Rob in that situation?
They're all real close
against Dallas, only because Eckler. Oh man.
I think Hunt can get you 2 touchdowns today.
Yeah, that's crazy. He could.
But can you ever stop? I've never not had Walker in my lineup.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I got Ken Walker at 7. B-Rob, I have like probably around 10, 11, 12 is where I'll probably settle in with him. Probably 10. And then, Hunt is probably closer to 13, 14. So, yeah, that's tough though, man. That's tough.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a tough question.
Go-
Anyway, go ahead.
Know what you're feeling, and you just go with it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. Like you might it might be a difference of 3 points, but you're probably still scoring 20 points either way.
You're still doing good either way. So we got Joseph in the house. He goes, "Hey guys, would you go with Reed or Downs? Lack of targets for Reed is concerning."
I think I've talked myself into Downs this show.
Yeah, I was gonna say PPR.
Yeah,
I guess
like,
we're
I
gonna go
think
Downs, but
in my head, he feels like wide receiver 1 right now.
I worry about the accuracy. Anthony, if you're leaning on Anthony Richardson, that's a hard limb to be on, man. Like, I mean,
100%.
He could be 5 feet in front of you. He's gonna throw it 100 miles an hour, and it's gonna be to the left.
Coming out of a jugs machine.
Oh, he's got an arm, but you're definitely right. He has no accuracy, no touch. He's never had to, he's never worked on it because most of that offense when he was in Florida was down the field and throwing it deep. So, I mean, honestly, he can throw the ball deep. That's never been an issue for him. Downs works in that particular role as well, going deep. But at the end of the day, Downs is their main guy. Reed is a good, they're pretty much comparable if you look at their particular way of, style of play. I prefer Downs just because of the matchup. I think he has a better opportunity to do well than against San Francisco. And I think the game script is going to be more, they're going to be ahead, they might be ahead. And unfortunately, I'm sorry, Rasta. But I do think that Downs, but at the end of the day, I think Downs is probably the better choice.
Yeah, I think you have to go with Downs. And once again, I do not trust AR5 at all. Period. I feel like he can't throw. He's the least accurate quarterback I've 100% ever seen.
I compared him to Justin Fields.
Justin Fields could throw the ball. Justin Fields is a career 58% accuracy.
That's horrible.
Do you want to know what Anthony Richardson is? He's 44.
Oh, well, that's my point.
But it's not even close. That's that horrible. That means he's literally the dude from the Mighty Ducks. 1 out every 5, he might hit it to the goal. That's literally what's going on.
So I'm looking at Justin Fields right now. Actually, you give Fields a little bit less credit than you should. He's actually 61.5.
Yeah.
Or 61.1 or whatever it is. Yeah. But either way, I mean, I agree.
It's 20%. It's from Justin Fields to the number 1 guy. Yeah. There's like 10. Right?
Oh, I compared them. They're the same.
Go back to AR. There's like 20. That's how bad he is. He can't hit anything.
But the only guy he throws to
is Downs.
Is
all that. I'm still going down.
Yeah, after all that, the only guy he can get it to is Downs. So
fair point.
He's got magnets in his glove.
And it's half BPR from what he's telling us.
But he can always hit Pierce though. Like he has the arm to.
He loves Pierce. He actually wore an Alec Pierce warm-up shirt a few weeks ago.
I'm starting Pierce in a couple spots too. It's rough in the streets this week at week 12, man. It's rough.
It's rough.
You guys got good decision if you guys have these questions, man.
Well, this one's a really good one. This is a super flex. Pick 2. And I already know my answer, which is really crazy to think. Pick 2, Patrick Mahomes, Bo Nix, or Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I think we're all sitting.
I already know.
Number 1 is easy, right? Number 1 gotta be Bo Nix, right?
Oh, gotta be Bo Nix. Bo Nix is a automatic play wherever you're playing. If there's a question about Nix in this whole grouping, unless the person's name is Josh Allen, which in this case he's on a bye, I'm not going to be picking anyone other than Bo Nix. So
no, Pete. If we're talking about just fantasy part, I'm taking Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson.
And that's it.
Yeah, Bo Nix.
That's it.
I have Jane
right after him. I have literally
off ahead of.
Oh, you do? Okay.
But I have Nix at 6.
Okay.
This is probably the best matchup for Mahomes to have, but at the end of the day, he's thrown 11 interceptions this year. He is the highest in interceptions. I am not seeing the same Mahomes that we have seen in years, but he could correct that and have a get right game, if you will. But it's one of those things where I still feel more comfortable playing guys like Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels, and that's saying a lot based on what Mahomes has been doing. I think he's QB 20 on the year, if memory serves me right. He is a good floor play. So
he's 7 right now, 7 or 8 right now.
Yeah,
but the other guys are higher. And if I'm believing Kareem Hunt's going to be the guy scoring, I can't then say go Patrick Mahomes because without the touchdowns, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. What about you, Tank?
I was going to go Mahomes, but what Brian said is kind of like, You know, I like that. Bo Nix number 1, like you guys said. I like Daniels. Against Dallas. You know, and I think you said earlier, right? Dallas has 2 O-line that are out today, so that defense is going to be super tired. You know, and I can see Daniels doing a bunch of stuff. So I go Bo Nix and Daniels.
Is it possible that Dallas is so bad that Jane Daniels doesn't get a lot of points because all they do is hand the ball to B-Rob?
Just let him run it all day.
It's possible. Keep him healthy. He's still dealing with the rib injury. You see him every game with, they're wrapping his ribs pretty much after he comes off the field. I mean, that's the only downside for Daniels is he's currently dealing with that injury, but he's been active. He's been full participant. He's playing. So, I mean, overall, he's okay, but he's still dealing with that in one way or another. Mahomes has a really good matchup. I'm still leaning more Nix and Daniels, and it's really because of Daniels' legs and, his healthy rushing floor in this case. What about you, Rasta?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Daniels and Nix. Like I said, those guys I have both top 6. Mahomes I have closer to 10. Just because again, I think it could be a hunt game over there. And I think Daniels. I think they're going to put up 35 plus points over there, and I think Daniels has a lot to do with that. So, and then Nick's just been on a heater as well too. So I don't know how he can get away from that. In his matchup as well too. So. And just his rushing floor alone will get you there. So that's what kind of splits the difference between guys like Tua and Goff and stuff like that. Even though we just seen Goff go off, but I think that's why I have him 1 ahead. That's why I'm at 6 instead of 5. So
Okay. Also working with Daniels, with him going after that rookie of the year, seeing Dallas, two times this year. Like he's gonna like push those numbers a little bit more going against a beat up Dallas, especially like that last game. Like he might throw up a couple touchdowns and go sit down. But I think Daniels is gonna take advantage of it all.
Okay. We got Ray going with J-Mo Williams or Waddle, and I think the answer is easy for all of us.
Anyone but Waddle.
Anybody.
Yeah, give me not Waddle.
Yeah,
I think I'm starting Mario Douglas ahead of Waddle this week.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, when you look at these things, I mean, it's Waddle. I don't hate him for for dynasty purposes. I'm going to hold on to him and
don't
happens,
get rid of him.
Smith,
this is not the year.
Came in and sucked up his targets and usage.
Yep.
So we got.
I'm gonna get out of here real quick.
Tank.
All right, Tank.
But appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it.
Always a big fan of Get Right, so appreciate you guys always being on and now on every day, which is awesome. So definitely love you guys. But
awesome,
thanks for having us on. I know Brian's gonna hold it down for Dynasty Pylon, but we will see you guys later.
For sure, man. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Nice. Let me move some stuff around because
I was gonna say I'll put no,
oh, you're okay. That's fine. So
you want me to see this going on,
Untamed
guys.
Music is saying what up? Gonna be a whack ass week. Of course, it's gonna be crazy. All in one show. What's going on, guys? He goes start Jennings, Ridley, or Waddle. Now, Waddle's out of the equation. So Jennings or Ridley. Who are we starting here?
This makes me vomit in my mouth.
I don't like any of this stuff.
I'm gonna go.
I think I'm gonna go
Jennings.
Ridley. I'm still Jennings. I don't know if I can still get there with Ridley.
I'm already there. It's Ridley.
He has to get the ball. Someone has to get the ball to him. Like I mean,
think Allen and Jennings have
him.
so much rapport because they've been playing on that second team, and so I think they're going to have the rapport. We've seen Jennings in that X position, and again, what we just talked about with McVay, it still is Shanahan. And what is Shanahan known for? Just give me a quarterback. I'm going to design him. All he has to do is throw to the open guy, like make it happen. So
you see what Juwan Jennings has been doing ever since.
A lot of screens,
even last week. I think you have to go Jennings.
Okay. I'm going Ridley. I've seen the production that even with Will Levis, they've been trying to get Ridley the ball. This is a decent matchup for them overall. I do think that if anything, you can beat Houston through the air better than through the ground. And I do think that they're going to have to stay in it, which means they're going to be throwing it. So I do
they
like
can though. You don't think that defensive line is going to put pressure on them, and all Will Levis is going to do is throw interceptions?
Maybe, but
That's why I can't go
honestly I like Ridley just because he's a better. To me, he's a better
He's the
option. than
only
Jalen.
one.
Yeah. Well, Nick Westbrook-Akine has been taken a little bit away.
Nah, I hate that
But
guy.
more touching. I love Nick Westbrook.
I hate him so much. Oh my god! I never forget what he did with the Bears when he fumbled the ball. Oh my god! Oh my god! Never forgive you. I will never forgive you. No.
So we got
long memory.
Kent's going Eagles defense or Cardinals defense today against the Seattle Seahawks. Who are you guys going with? I think it's Cardinals, but it's tough.
That's tough. Those are two. I mean, those are two defense. Like, I'm not trying to go up against
want
Stafford
either.
and Puka and Cup, and I'm not trying
that's
to go
the
up
problem.
against Seattle and DK and JSN and Lockett even, and Kenneth Walker. Like, you have to. Is there anything better out there, man? If not, I assume that's why you're asking.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's so tough, dude.
Oh.
You just pick one. Like, just pick one, because I think they're both getting you 0, even potential negative points here.
Yeah, this is gonna be a rough one. Yeah,
Stafford's going to score a lot of points. I think eventually, though he might throw an interception, he's going to score points too, and that's going to hurt your defense overall.
I like the Cardinals just
You
because
do
they're a
have
better blitz
anything.
team. They actually they're pretty good against the blitz. On top of the fact that Geno is a sackable guy that you can definitely get, even though he can get out of the pocket. Eagles aren't a horrible defense against a guy that just sits in the pocket as well with Matthew Stafford. So I think both are going to be okay and formidable. They're going to be low scoring either way, 7 points each, maybe, if you want to go down that road, just because there are going to be points scored on the other side of the ball. There are going to be points scored. Let's just be clear. But it's really just how many are you willing to give up? And then, what sacks can equal it. I think in this case, I like the Cardinals defense a little bit more than the Eagles.
So what other defenses out there that you think that might actually be out on the waiver if he's trying to decide between these two? That might be one of those weird ones where you're like,
I was going
like,
to say Green
would
Bay.
you take? Well, I was going to say, would you take Carolina over, like, facing the Chiefs? Like, maybe they just kind of run the ball and don't have so many, because it's not like they've been putting 35 up against people. Like, again, I'm just talking like super obscure to get like maybe 3 or 4 points.
No, I'm looking.
And maybe they just put up like 21-16, or maybe like even Miami, like New England against Miami, maybe.
Well, that was going to be my next one. Is going to be Miami.
Yeah.
Miami's one. So I'm in a 10 team that's very competitive, and some of our groups have 1 or 2 guys. So my defensive grouping of defensive team plays are very slim to none. It's Miami, it's Chicago, it's Philadelphia and Arizona. So I don't hate Miami. I actually like Chicago today.
Yeah, I think that's
small way.
They get point. This the only way this game. I think this game will be close. I think Chicago will lose it somewhere in the end. But it's the defense that keeps them in the game. So,
100%.
But I actually like Detroit.
Yeah, well, Detroit's probably.
It's exactly what I'm saying before, because AR throws the ball. Who knows? Who knows where the ball's going to end up?
I agree. There's a lot of different nuances that you can go with here. One league, I have Baltimore available. Little nuanced things, but I do like Miami as well, if that's an option. Maybe going that route too. So Ray goes pick 2, Ridley, Buck, Hill. I'm assuming it's. I actually don't want to assume. If it's Tyreek, I mean, you got to not, or you can't not. Rashid White and Quinston Johnston with Jaden Reed. Full PPR. We're picking 2 out of this group.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, Hill is definitely a must.
I think it's Hill and Rashad White for me.
Yeah, I was leaning the same direction.
Reed. Yeah, but Hill and White for their upside.
I've already said I like Rashad White over Bucky for me, so especially in full PPR. So I'm going Rashad White with that. And then if it's Tyreek Hill, you got to go Tyreek Hill, just because the chances of him scoring and popping off are just there as long as Tua's going to throw the ball.
You can always get behind the defense any play and hit his head on the goalpost, man.
My biggest thing I'm trying to figure out is it Hill or is it Tyreek Hill or Justice Hill?
No, it's not Justice Hill with this group. No, you wouldn't be. Not with these options. You wouldn't put Justice Hill in that.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't
all right, Hill and White. All I'm going.
But
Hill and
who
White.
were your third one, just in case if that wasn't right?
Hill, White, and then probably
Go Reed.
Reed. If
That
you don't
is
want to,
Justice Hill
you
for
don't want to
whatever
put
reason.
Bucky in
Yeah.
that grouping. Oh, it is Tyreek. All right. So
Yeah.
Ray helped us out there. So we got Gino or A-Rod.
Yeah, I like that 5 point per
Or A-Rich.
passing touchdown though. That's a nice.
Yeah, we have that in another
between.
league.
Yeah, I've been interested in that. I play
might
all
lean
6 point for the
Richardson.
most part though.
So you're going Richardson?
I have to go.
I'm
to the
on,
rankings
I'm gonna go Gino. It's just a better overall.
As much as I hate Richardson, like I think he can throw touchdowns if but I feel like the interceptions are going to counter it. So that's why I think I lean Gino.
Yeah, I have Gino at 11 and Richardson at 14.
Yeah,
And actually, I might.
Richardson at 16.
I think I'm moving Stafford ahead of him too. So actually, I put Stafford ahead. So Richardson at 15.
I have Richardson at 16, Gino at 13. So yeah,
actually, I have Richardson at 14 because of the rushing upside.
Yeah,
that's why I kind of had him there over Stafford, but I think I talked myself into that potential late game 2 drives and put up like 15 points on 2. Those last 2 drives.
You look down like he went from 7 to 22.
Yeah, like literally, those. That's how it always works, man. It always works that way.
So we got Tom Minark. What's going on, man? He goes, need 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, and 2 flex spots. Brian Robinson Jr., David Montgomery, Hunt, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jaden Reed, Cortland Sutton, and Calvin Ridley. It's full PPR. Please help. We will. I know we will. We're going to have Hunt definitely as your running back 1. I think we can all agree on that. Wide receiver 1.
I might.
Well, I was going to say at least Monty.
Demon's.
Well, no. Monty, I was going to say put in the flex spot with Brian Robinson Jr.
Are you going? So you're going all running backs?
All running back. I like the running back group. All running backs, and
I
then
really like
Harrison Jr.
I really like Sutton.
There.
I like Sutton too. I do.
I'm going to leave. I don't know because I like all 3 of those running backs too.
Yeah, I got
Marvin Harrison Jr. has a high upside, especially with full PPR.
Mm-hmm. He's got a tough matchup against Witherspoon. That's the only downside to him this week.
Who?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh.
Going against Witherspoon, who's one of the top corners in the league.
Cortland Sutton is my wide receiver. That's what I'm going to say. Cortland Sutton is going to be my wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't mind him.
My running back's going to probably be, if I'm going to believe what I'm saying, I'm going to go Kareem Hunt because I believe he's going to get the ball.
Okay.
But when those 2 flexes, it's hard not putting Montgomery in any aspect.
Oh, no.
Brian Robinson and Montgomery are the same guy. And that's like, do I put both of them in because they're the same guy? Or do I just put Montgomery in and then go with Marvin Harrison Jr. for the upside?
I mean, it's honestly, to me, it seems as if we're all on the same page where we all think that all the running backs seem to be a good option. It's really between the wide receiver position and Harrison Jr. or Sutton. And honestly, I like Sutton just a smidge better in these situations. And it's really just because of how Bo Nix has been playing and they've been getting him involved every week. This is a great matchup against Vegas. It's hard for me to sit a guy like Sutton in this matchup. Yeah. You still hanging around there with Marvin Harrison Jr. there, Rasta?
Yeah, it's
hard to get you out of that. I get it.
Raiders are sneakily good against
that's their pass rush
wide receivers.
Yeah, I see that
because of Max Crosby. Like that's what worries me there a little bit. So that's why I'm going to
Harrison ball out of his hands so quickly, and Cortland Sutton is
their last game
great with accuracy.
Their last game, Bo Nix was crazy against us. This is the week that he established himself in fantasy, where he had 23 points in that particular game. So, and that was in 4-point passing touchdowns.
Yeah, but Sutton only had 6.2 points that game. Two catches for 32 yards. And I'm pretty sure that's because Bo Nix ran all over him because that's what you can do against Vegas, and you don't really need to throw. especially when you get in the red zone. So again, that's where I'm at, and because I'm starting those 3 running backs in those flex spots, that's why I want to have a high upside play in Harrison Jr. for the balance of the lineup. So that's why I would go Harrison over Sutton, in my opinion. So, but again,
fair enough. Yeah, I mean, you have great options. It's very hard, but I think me and Byron are going to go with Sutton. I think it's just I like the matchup a little bit better, and I like floor plays a little bit more than ceiling plays in some situations.
Did you get to our super chat?
Oh, there was one. I'm sorry if there was. Oh, Ray, holy shit, what's going on? He goes, thanks. Oh man, Ray. Always appreciated my guy, and I'm sorry that I missed it. He goes, thanks, fellas. I'm in first in 3 leagues, but 6th in a super flex league. I'm going Nix Daniels. I like it.
For that Bo Nix, that discussion we had a little while ago.
Yes, sir. Ray, always appreciate the help. Thank you so much on your super chat. Always a pleasure. Helps the show out. So thank you so much.
Can you believe that we just said 2 rookies?
Yeah. I love it.
Over Mahomes. The best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, we're not talking who do you want. We're not talking who you want with a the game on the line. A minute 14 left and 1 timeout. Like so I'll take Mahomes over those 2 any day.
So we got a B. Rob or Jonathan Taylor question. Who are you picking? This is a tough one for me.
I think I have B. Rob higher this week. Just that matchup against Dallas I could see him going for like 80 and 2 touchdowns in this game.
I have B. Rob 1 slot over JT.
I have B. Rob at 13 and Jonathan Taylor at 15.
I have him at 12 and 13.
Yeah.
So it's
right there.
Gotta go B. Rob, I guess, but it's hard.
I can't bench
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. It's a bad matchup for him. Lions are pretty good against
because they're going up against Detroit. Yeah.
The only caveat, Alex Anzalone won't be there and he'll be out. He's on IR. So I mean that's a big part of their particular defense. Jack Campbell is still very good.
Jack Campbell is still just good. He'll stand up and do it.
So I mean, overall, it's not a bad matchup that they can, the RPO will definitely help, but I do think B. Rob is probably the better option in this. Better matchup.
Yeah, B. Rob at like 9 or 10 this week.
Yeah, for sure. So we got Neanderthal going. Purdy went down. Need to start 2, 1 in the flex, 1 in the super flex. So Bateman, Abdullah, Lockett. Already playing. Zay Flowers also have Mostert and Roshan Johnson.
I don't think you could play those 2 unless you think Swift.
Mostert and Johnson?
Yeah.
No. Where?
Since Swift is active.
Swift is active. I don't mind playing Johnson because they've been giving him more of a touchdown role as of late.
So what it is Roshan is they've now said they're going to do more of a 60-40 split. They're going to get because Roshan runs the ball better between the tackles, so they are going 60-40. So Roshan will get touches. I'm looking at Superflex. So
we had Purdy go down. So I have a lot of Superflex teams where I don't run 2 quarterbacks, or maybe his third quarterback is on a bye.
The question is, DeVito's
Purdy's out. Yeah.
You're not thinking DeVito might be an option? Like
No, a lot of people. What ended up happening is once they heard the news of him. Tommy was available because it happened.
They were on a bye week.
And they could pick him up.
Picked him up during the
everybody. I saw my feed the minute that the Daniel Jones news came out on that Monday. Everybody
I wasn't to go get a DeVito, man.
Well, in some leagues I needed to, like our listener league where I'm last. So I might have wanted that because it's super flex. But in this case, I mean, I don't mind playing a guy like Abdullah is going to get a good volume.
Yeah, Bateman and Abdullah is I think where I'm leaning.
I think I'm leaning Abdullah for one of those spots. The other one I don't mind maybe is Bateman, but
he's already playing Zay Flowers.
Those are already all those guys are already in. So I mean, question is Mostert and Roshan Johnson to start 2.
Oh, okay. So okay. I think I'm going to lean Roshan.
No. I think he's saying he needs to start 2, 1 in
flex and 1
the flex and 1 in the super flex. He has Bateman, Abdullah, Lockett. And he's already playing Zay Flowers, meaning
so you're picking between
Bateman, Abdullah, and Lockett.
Also has Mostert and Johnson. So Bateman, Abdullah, Lockett, Mostert, and Johnson, I think, are our options. We need to pick.
So I'm going to say Abdullah and Bateman, even though you're playing
That's
Zay.
where I'm going there too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the number one offense. Like we've seen them both at least be somewhat productive.
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
at
Bateman
least
went on.
one or the other is going to be productive. So at least you have a chance of capturing whichever one it is.
And Bateman, the only caveat with Bateman is he was on the injury report on Friday, which is never a great thing. But he came back full practice. He's fine. So I do like Bateman and Abdullah here.
I don't think you really have a choice. You have to go Bateman and Abdullah. That's just what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with the emergence of JSN, Lockett's not really an option right now.
No. So Jonathan Smith says, I hate NFL database, and I have Brian Thomas Jr., Shakir, and Chase on a bye, and Devontae Smith is out, but I can't put him in the injured reserve, and the best option off of the waivers is Pittman Jr., and I don't want to drop anybody for him. Well, Jonathan Smith, it says NFL fantasy sucks.
Yeah,
hey man, I'm sorry. We are all in that type of scenario in one way or another. I'm not gonna lie. We got Monique in the house. What's going on, Monique?
Monique, how you doing?
Monique?
So she goes, Goddard against the Rams or Otten versus the Giants. I like this.
Give me Otten.
I'm also going Otten.
I'm going to go Otten as well. I like Otten a lot.
Hey.
I think this game is a really good Otten game.
Hey, you guys used to give up booty to the tight end position.
We've been better.
Back. I know. I was going to say years back, it was like, just whoever's playing against the Giants.
Oh, I told everybody. Any tight end.
It was just whoever tight end's going against Arizona and the Giants. Just
they've always been historically bad against it because we've never had really good. Like we don't have good safety play, and our linebackers are more in line than they are passing.
Right.
And the only caveat is that Isaiah Simmons is actually a pretty good cover linebacker as a whole, but he's actually
not good.
He came from Arizona.
Yeah.
He came from Arizona.
Either way, I don't like it. So Ronald goes, how about Tracy or Chuba Hubbard today? This is a good one. They're right next to each other in my rank.
Chuba in this one, like that guy's and they paid him. Like I mean, Brooks is back. He'll get some touches, but
I think I'm going to go Tracy.
I have Tracy 5 slots ahead of Chuba.
Me too.
I guess I do too, huh? Going against Kansas City. Kind of forgot that for a second.
Yeah, the Kansas City matchup.
We saw James Cook just scored 2 touchdowns. I don't think Carolina could do that. Yeah.
It's a different line.
Tyron Tracy against Vita Vey. I have him at 15. I have Chuba at 19. So yeah.
Gotta go there.
Spoke with my heart.
Ford Entertainment.
What's up,
going
Anzo?
on, man? What's going on, guys? Great to have you in the show today. MMA Outlawed. What's going on, man? He goes Bucky Irving or Josh Downs, full PPR. Also, Rome over Myers or Waddle this week. A stretch? So let's go with the first question with Bucky or Josh Downs, full PPR. I think we've all kind of discussed this. It seems like Downs is probably the best bet.
Yeah, if you want upside, go Josh Downs and still should have a decent floor. Bucky will give you a floor. He does catch passes. I mean, we've seen him catch like 5 or 6 passes in a game.
But
Rashad White is that guy with Evans back. So
exactly.
And then Rome over guys like Jacoby Myers and Waddle. I think over Waddle for sure.
I'm gonna say yes. Rome has been doing really well the last 3 weeks. I mean, he's been the only guy that has rapport with Caleb Williams. And I feel like he's out there looking for him. I would definitely go Rome over Myers and definitely Waddle. Waddle's I almost put myself in over Waddle.
Booty cheeks. I'm gonna go Rome as well. I like the matchup against the Vikings. The only caveat is the concept of their pass rush. Their pass rush is very
That's
good.
exactly why I'm going Rome, because he's the one who can get off. He creates the most separation immediately.
Yeah. And their corners are due to. So
exactly.
They'll be fine. All in one show again with Jaden Daniels or Bo Nix. I think both of these guys are great plays
3 and
today.
4 for me. Okay.
I'm gonna go Nix. I mean, this is like picking Jared Goff and Bo Nix like last week. I'm gonna go Nix.
I'm gonna lean Daniels. Once again, it's 3 and 4. Like it's like there. I'm just gonna
they're right next to each other.
Yeah, that's that. I think I said it earlier. I'm Daniels 3 and Bo Nix 6, so I have a little bit bigger of a gap. Jaden Daniels for me.
Okay. We got the Washington D or the Tampa D. A lot of defensive questions today. I like it.
Yeah, it's tough. Oh man, we talked about the
I'm gonna
Tampa
go
D already.
Tampa.
I'm
Washington
gonna go Tampa too.
against
Close.
these Cowboys and Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, coming back. Where you got Danny DeVito. Man, flip a coin there.
Yeah, it's
But
definitely a flip, but
I mean, it's already 2-1, so it doesn't really matter what I say. So go ahead.
Oh no, we got.
I'm gonna resist. I'm gonna go
one?
Washington, man. I'm
there
gonna
we
go
go.
narrative
The
and go
Start Sit Show.
Washington.
Give your answer, damn it.
Yeah.
We got Braden Powell. What's going on, man? He goes Aaron Jones or Cortland Sutton, full PPR. This is a tougher one for me. What about you there, Byron?
Well, the reason why I have a problem with Aaron Jones is we can't stop nothing. Running wise, nothing. And he every time Aaron Jones is going against Chicago, he is run up and down the field, left and right. He just kills us. Like it doesn't even make sense. Like if I had an over under for yards for Aaron Jones, it would be like 85 in a touchdown. So like, and I'll probably still go over. And as kind of talked about, the only thing that's good with Vegas is their pressure that they put up. I have Cortland Sutton a little bit higher than other people do, but I'm gonna go Aaron Jones with the matchup.
What about you, Ross?
Yeah. I think I'm there as well too. With Aaron Jones. You do hate to see his snap share ever since kind of that hip injury. It's been dropping a little bit from about the 70%, about 70% of the 60 to 70% of the snaps down to the 52 and 53% these last 2 weeks.
Cam Akers has been involved.
Cam Akers has been a thing. He scored the touchdown last week. They're almost kind of like alternating drives, and I think that's why Cam Akers did score last week. It was because that was just the drive he was on, and they made it down there and ended up scoring. So it's not like one's being used in the red zone versus the other. It's just literally if you're in on that drive, or if you happen to be out or need a blow or something like that, then they almost are kind of seeing these guys as a 1-2 punch. And if they see themselves making a playoff push, they're probably at that time of the year where they want to take a little bit of load off Aaron Jones, and that's what we have to kind of be aware of here as fantasy managers as well. But even with all that still said,
he hates Chicago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with all that said, like I said in the very beginning, still Aaron Jones for me on that one. So
okay. I'm going to probably go with Cortland Sutton here just because of the full PPR aspect. I do like it. I don't mind Aaron Jones, but I do agree with the concept that he has somebody that can eat into him a little bit. Cortland really doesn't, other than, Vila and a few others. I do think that this game can help him a little bit. They've been having better chemistry as of late. Normally I lean the running back in flex spots, but I do like Cortland Sutton in this particular matchup.
We haven't stopped the running back this entire season.
Yeah.
It's possible that both of them go over 50 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, the more I'm looking at it, I mean, right now Chicago is 19th best against running backs that I have. So, I mean, that's a good matchup base. Yeah, I think you could flip a coin here and do well either way. I'm trying to think line-wise. Vikings have an okay line compared to Chicago.
Chicago has one guy on the line, and we have no one in the middle. No one.
Yeah, maybe I'll lean Aaron Jones. I think you guys convinced me there.
Hey, got him.
Gino, Tua, or Darnold. Who are you guys going with?
I have Gino ahead. I have Darnold a little back, again, going up against the Chicago secondary, just talking about how they are beatable on the ground. So, yeah, and then I have Tua kind of in between those guys.
I have Gino 10, I have Tua 12, and I have Darnold 19. So
I have Tua just above you guys at 11 and Gino at 13, Darnold at 18. I think I'm going to lean Tua here. Matchup, I think, is good enough for him to do well. Even though they are getting back a couple guys from IR on the defensive side of the ball for the Patriots. I do like Tua here in this particular matchup.
11, Tua 13, Darnold 17. So we kind of have the same feelings going on.
So we have Dylan Finnick. What's going on, man? He goes, game day is here. Full
Let's
PPR.
go.
4 questions.
Ooh, we're getting close, man. We're 30 minutes out. Let's
we
go,
are.
man. I'm getting
It's really
excited.
close.
All right, here we go. Your lineups
we
are
got-
good, guys, right? Your lineups are good or what?
Yeah, I'm
I
all
want to have
set.
a question for you guys when we finish with this.
All right, all right.
So we got one flex upside. We got Vele, Westbrook Akine, Schoonmaker. So
Ooh.
let's pick this one first. Which do you like out of these 3?
If you're going for upside, I think you go Akine. If you're looking for floor, Vele. Shoemaker is interesting.
I love Shoemaker this
I
week.
just can't flex a tight end.
Tight end.
I've had to do it though, so I get it. That's tough. I think
I like
Shoemaker is probably the right decision. That's more of a floor play for me though versus upside.
So upside play is probably for me Westbrook Akine over Vele. That's my thought.
I'm just
No.
taking a run at it.
Once again, I have to put my personal feelings aside because Westbrook Akine, with a passion of 10,000 suns, I don't like. But over Shoemaker, I have him just over Shoemaker. So I have Shoemaker right now at 7 points, and I have Akine at 7.2. So if I'm going to go with my what it is, I'm gonna go
projections.
with
yeah. Okay. And then 1 QB upside. Baker or Kyler? For me, it's Baker.
It's Baker for me.
Shake and bake with Mike Williams or Mike Evans back. Mike Williams. That's it's because when you were talking about Akine, like Mike Williams is the guy I do not touch. That's why when you're saying that was in my head. But yeah, no, on this one I'm going Baker.
I have them back to back, and I would prefer, and I have Baker just a smidge lower, and it's really just because of the rushing floor for in this case for Kyler Murray, but I prefer Baker in this matchup overall. I think he can do well
against the Giants.
He
might have a rushing upside, and that's he might even run the ball against this Giants defense. So I'm gonna go Baker. Yeah, he's gonna do whatever he needs to win. Even though I think he's been the most snake bitten quarterback this entire season because that team is good.
And he's QB4, I think, on the year. If memory's not his memory serves me, I think he's QB4. No, he's QB5 this year.
He just can't win because he lost all of his targets.
Yeah. I'm very good with playing Baker today. Let's see, and then
Evans
the last
and
one,
Godwin and Baker being out on this bye week have just like killed my best ball teams.
Oh,
a lot of my first. So hopefully I'm gonna catch up here, as we get back. But yeah, it was brutal these last couple of weeks. I dropped a little bit, but
and then we have one running back. We go between Akers, Abdullah, Dylan Lobby, Gus Bus, or Mostert. So the bottom of the running back barrel here.
Ugh.
Who are we going with? I think it's Abdullah for me, just because of the volume.
Yeah. That's tough though between Akers and Abdullah.
Yeah.
But I've put Abdullah in a couple lineups this week over a place I know where I have Akers as well too, and just for that reason, because he's the guy, he's the number one, and it's only Lobby behind him who has 1 carry for a fumble.
Yeah,
this year total stats.
I have Abdullah 25 right now, and I have Akers 30. So that just tells me
sounds about right.
Abdullah.
And then last but not least, one flex spot: J.K. Dobbins, DeAndre Hopkins, or Tank Dell. And I think we kind of answered this before, but if it is full PPR, I'm going to be going Dobbins here.
Yep.
Don't love the matchup.
If he's healthy, I'm going Dobbins. That's just where it is. I think his talent just wins out all the time, and he's going to get the ball. They're going to find a way to get J.K. Dobbins in there, especially in space.
What up,
Martin would say, if he's healthy, you play him. So I got to tell him.
I like it.
Yes, I'm Dobbins.
Like so we got Hunt is starting. Start Mahomes or Tua. Ew.
I still have Mahomes over Tua.
I do have Mahomes over Tua.
I have Mahomes at 6 and Tua at 8 or 9.
Yeah, I'm going to go Mahomes as well. I think Mahomes is probably the better option out of that grouping. It's tough, though. He's been having a rough year.
Just move Mahomes behind Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to do some adjusting as I've been going through this just from listening. We got Jacob Ander in the house. What's going on, Jacob? He goes Bucky or White. Thinking projected game script favors Bucky. Thoughts in PPR? For me, it's White, and it's just because he's in full PPR. I'm going White because he's more involved in the passing game. He's definitely yes, he's less efficient through the tackles, but he is more efficient through the air. They do involve him. Baker does check down a ton. They check down a ton in the red zone, and he's been heavily involved the last few weeks, touchdowns every week in one way or another. I like the way that White's been playing over the last few weeks. I'm going White.
I think both can versus eat. Versus 20 versus about 22.
Yeah. They're both going to be good.
I'm going to go Bucky by that much. By the chance that he scores a touchdown. And Rashad, I think, would probably have more targets, catches and everything. But if it's not 6, if it's not 5, I don't see how you don't go give Bucky a chance, because he probably will score a touchdown, especially against this team.
Yeah. What about you, Rasta?
Yeah, I have Rashad at 21 and Bucky at 22, so I'm kind of right there with Brian.
Man,
they're just like literally right there, separated by this much. But yeah, give me White, and that could be swayed by personal bias in there as well too, based on who I'm starting. So
okay,
yeah.
We got Monique going starting,
but I am starting both in 2 different situations. So
yeah, I have that too.
Again,
I have Bucky
RB2s
in
for
one
me this week.
I have Bucky in one and White in another, but I have White on the bench for another. So
yeah, I feel comfortable starting both as RB2.
So Monique is saying streaming a QB this week. Start Levi's, Cooper, Levis. Sorry,
no, it does say Levi's.
Autocorrect.
It does say Levi's, but yeah.
Anytime I've typed in Levis, it always goes to Levi. Cooper Rush or Danny DeVito. I did that on purpose. Minshew and Young available as well. So are you guys playing Will Levis, Cooper Rush, Tommy DeVito, Gardner Minshew, Bryce Young? Who do you like out of these guys?
I never thought I'd have a question when I might answer this as Bryce Young. I'm going to go Bryce Young.
Okay.
I was going to say, is Brandon Allen out there? Because I think I have him over these guys. Like literally, I think I'm going to read you guys the bottom of my QB rankings right now.
Oh, I got to add Brian Allen. I don't even have him in my lineup.
Oh man, you better get him in there. So it literally goes Levis 22, DeVito 23, Minshew 24, Rush 25, and Young 26. I think that's everyone that is mentioned on there, right?
Yeah,
those last 5 are literally my last 5 quarterbacks, and that's my order.
Yeah, I would go Braylon Allen over
Minshew, Rush, Young.
I'd go Brandon Allen overall.
Yeah, I have him at 21, right ahead of those guys. Just one ahead of those guys. So
I have.
It's literally the bottom of my.
I actually have DeVito. I'm looking at this now. DeVito is actually higher. I have DeVito at 21. I have Brandon Allen at 23. We got Cooper Rush at 26.
You played DeVito ahead of Allen?
Yeah.
And that Shanahan offense with those weapons, he still has CMC, he still has Jennings, still has Debo, still has Kittle.
When I'm looking at is the Green Bay. So like I said, I wasn't like enthralled with Green Bay, but I also saw how much pressure they could put on, and you do not get outside them. The only thing about Allen that works is the rushing upside.
Man.
It's the rushing upside that kind of like makes me question it.
It's tough though. Levis has been with those, like at least he's been starting. Like these other guys like have literally lost their job this year. Like the only reason Levis wasn't playing is because he was hurt, not because he wasn't gives them the best chance to win. Like at one point in the season, these other guys. But, no, I know, but again, we're scraping at the bottom of the barrel. But yeah,
I'm gonna go 14. I'm gonna go Will Levis.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, I'm Levis too.
I'll go with I'll be the contrarian and go with Brandon Allen. I agree with what
I don't
Ross
think that was
said.
an option. That wasn't an
No,
option.
she said that he's.
Oh, it
available.
is. Oh, if that's the option, then that's where we're going.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
for
think it's
sure.
Brandon Allen.
Yeah,
I think
Allen gets you
it's-
one spot higher than those guys. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's really just because of everything around him. If they can get him involved, I think.
And if you can't, that's a
I
problem.
mean, is
though.
Caleb or Drake?
Oh
May
yeah,
out
it's
there?
definitely a
Like, go
problem, but
for
it's
it.
Green
definitely
Bay
a
is
good
not-
problem.
So remember what Green Bay is? They're the number 3 ranked defense with interceptions and turnovers. And
Without
all those
Jalen
things.
Alexander, I'm a little bit happier with it.
Jair.
No, well, if Jair was there, I would say there's no way you play.
100%.
No,
I
way you
agree
play.
with you.
I'm thinking they're still decent enough that I'm like, I don't know what you're going to get. I mean,
And I don't mind the over-under. The over-under for that game is 44.5, right in the middle, right where you want to be compared to being too high or too low. I think the Brandon Allen might be a good move for you. And if you're having to stream guys in this case, yeah, I think Brandon Allen could be okay for this, but I don't mind Levis either. They're right next to each other for me.
Yeah, and Levis actually has the better matchup on paper. They give up
on paper,
Texans give up the 10th most points to the quarterback position, whereas, like Brian was saying, Packers are 23, only 19.2 per game. So, or maybe that's not accurate. I think I don't have 6 point on there, but yeah. So either way, they're pretty.
So we have
a better matchup for Levis.
We have Neanderthal going. How do you guys feel about Evans' usage? Will be coming off the injury, playing Mike here and need to get a dub. It's between Evans, Jameson Williams, and Stevenson. Evans is a no-brainer, but I'm still worried. I'm going to tell you straight up, play Evans. There's really no.
You worry and you say, okay.
Even going against them, yeah.
I'm going against them.
It's not like there's better options out there right now. Yeah.
No.
We have
what's going
Chase
on
this week? Like you're playing Evans.
Exactly.
So she goes Goff or Love.
Ooh, I think
I'm going Goff
on this one.
Yeah, I'm going Goff.
Goff.
Yeah, Indy in a dome.
Yeah, Indy in a dome. That's all you need to know.
Goff.
Going Goff.
Coming off a 5 touchdown game, right? Like they just put up 50 on somebody.
Yeah, I'm not really too worried about Goff at all. Frank the champ, what's going on? He goes start McBride against.
You should have jumped on Frank.
Yeah, I know. Jeez.
Anyway,
McBride versus the Seattle Seahawks in the rain, or Jonnu Smith versus New England. I'm going McBride.
I can't get away from McBride. Yeah, I can't get away from
you
McBride.
can't.
It's not even a close question to me. McBride is the dude.
This is closer. Danzel Barton goes, how do you feel about playing Kittle or Jonnu Smith? I like Jonnu here.
I don't know. I still can't get away from Kittle, man. Allen's been with the team for like 3 years.
As long as Kittle
like he knows this offense.
I think you have to start Kittle because he will be your safety valve.
Yeah. And he's the first read on a lot as well too. So
okay. I think we're a little split there with Kittle and Jonnu. I like Jonnu just because he's healthy.
I mean, Kittle's never healthy though, and he always does it.
Yeah,
Starting week 2,
if he's not playing, he's gonna be all like he goes all out.
I mean, I'm sitting here for a guy like McBride. Like I have McBride and Kittle as an option. I'm going McBride.
McBride, yes.
Yeah, in that case.
So I mean, I have him. I have Laporta. I'm gonna go with the healthier guys here. Even though I could use Kittle in a flex spot, I'm playing other guys a little bit above him just because of him being hurt and the quarterback.
Well, it's more Purdy.
It's more Purdy
situation.
For sure.
His injury. Yeah.
Super CNB.
If Purdy was healthy, you're starting.
Oh yeah,
Kittle over McBride, right?
100%.
Even with Kittle's injury,
I would play both.
I have McBride over Kittle.
You would sit Laporta in that situation.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It's as tough as that is to say, but yeah.
I know. And we've answered this question already with Tua and Gino, but I'm gonna go Tua. Yeah, we've heard this a few times.
Still Gino.
Yeah, still moving with Gino. We also have Hubbard or Downs.
11 and 13.
This is a little bit tougher for me.
I'm gonna go Downs.
I'm
PPR.
Still gonna go Downs. Yeah,
I'm with you 3. I mean, you 2.
If it was a better matchup for Chuba this week, then it would be Chuba easily. But
for sure.
It's a tough matchup, man.
We got Martin going. How confident do you feel Neighbors in lineups? Wide receiver 2, 3 range, or even a 1? For me, he's more of a low end 2, and
I'm as a 3.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say it should
The
be
upside of it
possibly a
too.
3,
Yeah.
but it's an
Remember
upside of
that
a 2.
15 for what did I say? 15 for 57
Yeah.
and no touchdown. You're not getting a touchdown. I doubt it.
It's very tough to see. So we're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, confidence wise, I'm not fully confident in him. I just volume's there, so they definitely are gonna get him involved or try to, but I just don't like it.
He's gonna have like 2 for 11 for like 27 yards.
Yeah.
Would you be surprised that all of a sudden they can't get the ball to him? That DeVito is so bad that they have to bench him.
Well, because you're still missing your tackle too, right? Like that's also the problem.
Well, we're missing the left tackle, but at the same time, they've done a good job with shuffling the line up to make it work for them. It's just this line is better than the other line.
But still puts Neil on an island, and that scares me.
110%. And
that guy's awful.
I don't like it. I just don't like it. So Danzel goes Jonnu, Xavier, Leggett, Adam Thielen, or Will Dissly. This is a good flex question overall.
Man, I think I want to say Leggett, but again, that Kansas City defense is tough. They may not even score.
It's one flex.
I think I'm going to go either Dissly or Jonnu.
I like Dissly a little bit more than Jonnu.
I think so. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Dissly.
I'm not even sure. I'm looking at my rankings just to make sure
You're going against McDuffie with Xavier Leggett, Adam Thielen coming off the injury. Jonnu Smith has been playing well as of late, going against New England, who's a little bit better against tight ends and actually has a good cover corner or covered D-back in Duggart. I like Dissly just a little bit more because of the matchup.
I have Dissly at 10.9, so I'm going to Dissly.
Yeah, I like Dissly too.
Dissly at 8 and Jonnu at 10. So
yeah. And Jonnu right behind him too. Yeah.
We got Martin going. Got Rush in a QB and pick 3: Pittman, Neighbors, or Turpin. Turpin
or
Moore.
Like DJ Moore, right?
DJ Moore.
Yeah, DJ Moore.
Team.
Oh, gross.
I mean, Neighbors for sure. That looks.
Yeah, I can't not play Neighbors.
Great compared to that. I don't think he can Neighbors Turpin's touchdown.
Neighbors and DJ, I think are going to play.
The NFL is right. We got less than 15 minutes, so make sure you guys get those lineups set. We're going to be trying to wrap this up as soon as we can, so we can set our team lineups up.
I'm set. I'll take you guys right up to kickoff.
Okay.
I know Classic might have to go.
I have 3 leagues I have not even set up.
Okay. You might have to go too. I'll stay with you guys. I was late anyway, so I could put in the OT.
So yeah, I mean, Neighbors is definitely one of the linchpins of this group. It's hard to go between, Tippin, Pittman, and Turpin, Pittman, and Moore. I mean, I think you have to lean Moore. And
you go with the best wide receiver at this point. You just say, all right, who's the best one?
Oh yeah, but that's my whole point. Moore is the better of the 3, and then you're trying to find the second one, and Pittman's the better wide receiver, but then it's Turpin, going with that's the whole point.
You're picking 3. You can probably go on Neighbors, Turpin, Moore, and you literally leaving Pittman out because you can't. He can't. They have no rapport. I don't know what it is.
No,
I still can't. I still can't start Turpin, man.
So you're gonna go Pittman?
He's like a kick returner, man. Like I can't.
Yeah,
and
he has kick return. In this league, we have kick return yards.
Oh, if you have kick return yards in this one, then Turpin for sure.
Oh, Turpin.
That's a way.
I didn't know that. Yeah, it's definitely
different.
Turpin. Yeah.
See, I'm glad I said that because, like, I have him on a couple of my, Scott Fishbowl has return yards this year, so I have him on my one of my Scott Fishbowl mirror leagues. So,
okay,
yeah.
So let's get Jack's house. Obey Jackson. Nice. He goes flex Ladd, Terry, or Ramondre Stevenson. If it's full PPR, I'm going
play with
Ladd.
that shoulder. Classic, Mike. Where's our injury update on Ladd McConkey, man?
He's fine.
We're dealing with that shoulder.
Play.
He's good.
He's listed as questionable. They listed him as questionable. He practiced.
He went full. Didn't he full? Yeah, it was full go Thursday, Friday.
All right. See, I was off Friday, so I wasn't like totally up to date. I had a day off Friday,
I think Ladd. I think it's Ladd if it's full PPR. I do like the matchup for Terry going without Trayvon Diggs. So both are good, but Terry is volatile in the context that he can go 2 for 10 like we saw last week, or he can go for 20 points or more. I just like Ladd because he's more of a steady floor, especially for full PPR. The Ramondre I don't hate either. The Dolphins could be beat on the ground too. So for me, it's a little bit more between Ladd and Ramondre, but I think I'm going to lean Ladd.
Everything you said, I have the opposite. I have McLaurin. That's my guy.
I get it.
I just feel like against Dallas, if I'm going to say that I'm going to have, if we're going to say that Jane Davis is going to have a good week, I can't say that Terry's not going to be the dude.
Yeah, someone has to be up there, right? But that's why
someone has to catch the ball. And if I'm going to go with anyway, it has to be Terry McLaurin. I have Terry McLaurin, then Ladd, and Ramondre just a little bit below them. So that's just me.
That's exactly where I'm at. I have Terry as actually a high end one this week. So I think I have him like 8 or 9 against Dallas. I have him at 10. I'm at 10 actually. I had
we got Victor
ahead of him.
We got Victor going Jennings or White, full PPR. I'm going White.
Me too. I have White. Juwan. Yeah, I'm going White still.
I think I'll take the floor with White. It feels like a safer floor. Just because we don't know with Allen yet, but I still think they'll be fine.
Aaron Jones or Ramondre?
Full disclosure. Aaron
Jones or Ramondre?
Yeah, that's easy.
It has to be Aaron Jones. I mean, the Bears could not stop a cold. They couldn't do nothing, like nothing. A stiff breeze runs for 50 yards. That's just what happens.
I like Aaron Jones. Ray goes Harrison or Jennings?
Harrison.
Yeah, got to go Harrison here. It's a good matchup. Point totals are high as well. I'm going to go Marvin Harrison Jr. over Juwan Jennings any day.
Right,
so
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah, let's get your question.
All right. Jaden Reed, Deebo Samuel, Cortland Sutton, D Hop. It's got to start 2.
Jaden Reed, Deebo, D Hop,
and Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton's the one that sticks out as
Sutton and Reed based on my rankings.
I think it's Sutton is the clear one that I'm starting. The other 3 are just in difficult situations.
You think
bad
D-Hop,
matchup.
but D-Hop is just
I feel D-Hop.
Yeah.
I have D-Hop playing in 1 league. Yeah, actually 2 leagues. Would you go D-Hop or Josh Downs? Half PPR.
I have Downs ahead.
Half.
I had half PPR. It's still closer, but I probably still lean Downs by a little bit.
Yeah. I've been leaning Hopkins just because I like the matchup a little bit better.
Because you think D-Hop could end up with a touchdown. At the end of the day, you look at it.
I'm looking for touchdown. No, I'm looking for touchdown, and Josh Downs just doesn't show that with me. Even though they might be able to beat the Lions deep at one point, I just honestly I don't see that happening. And their offensive line for the Colts has 3 rookies in this week on that offensive line, going against a really good defensive line for the Lions. I just honestly I don't see an opportunity where they're going to be able to get that far down the field. Even though he can sling it down there, I don't see Josh Downs getting down there. I have to lean a little bit more towards Hopkins, but in that case, Hopkins and Sutton feel like good plays for me, even though I do like Deebo and Reed. Jaden Reed is probably next up.
Is it weird that I don't like Deebo? Like Debo's like
I can't. Debo's the one at the end. That's my point. Yeah.
No.
They're gonna find a way to get him involved. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm hearing is Jay Glazer saying that Trent Williams is also the left tackle for the 49ers is more on the doubtful side. So it looks like he isn't going to be available.
Yeah, you can't stop.
So right now that kind of changes everything when it comes to the San Francisco 49ers side of the ball.
Yeah.
Anything that you guys have, we have said with Jennings or Kittle or whatever, I'm pretty much taking out because there's just no point in playing. This is one of those games where they're just going to kind of go, all right, have fun, and just kind of get through the next week. I can't play guys like Kittle in these matchups just because of something like that as well. Just because he's going to either be running for his life, they're going to maybe try to manufacture, but I would even I have CMC a lot lower in my rankings than most people would this week because of those things too. So yeah, I'm going to go in your situation still with Hopkins and Sutton. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. We
That's
did
good.
it. We did it, guys.
Just FYI too, Panthers haven't given up a touchdown in the last 5 weeks at least, or longer.
Okay.
Last time they gave up a touchdown.
There's always they always say that, and then all of a sudden something happens.
Right?
So
yeah, exactly.
So Neanderthal says, thanks, guys. Great show today. Great advice, as always. That's what we're here for, to help you guys out. We really do appreciate it. Everybody that was in the chat, so thank you all for giving us those questions. We really do appreciate it. Thank you, of course, to Ray W for his wonderful super chat. So thank you so much.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Always appreciate you every single week. We got Monique in the house going, great stream, boys. We got Avery
Monique.
asking us a last-second question as we walk out the door. Anthony Richardson or Jordan Love?
Love. Do it now.
Love.
Yeah, you got 6
Hurry,
minutes.
hurry.
Love.
You're locking.
Gotta go with
Lineup's
Love.
locking.
So, all right, everybody, make sure you guys, of course, those here at Get Right Network, make sure you guys are checking out Dynasty Pylon. They are always coming out with great, great content as always. Byron, Martin are great. They really do a great job with what they do. They also do a lot of IDP and Dynasty as well. So make sure you guys check them out. Make sure you give them a like and a subscribe on their particular channels as well. Of course, Tank's channel over at the Nerd Huddle. Make sure you guys check them out. They have shows all the time about different topics as well as football. So always enjoy them. Any other stuff you guys are doing there, Byron?
I'm on all the time, man. Between the movies, the comic books, I got a comic book right here. I have a comic book and a football right here. Like, anytime I have all that stuff in my hands, So I mean, we're doing a silo episode breakdown on Saturdays. When we're doing, so I do the Bears show on Tuesday. We'll do Dynasty Pylon when we're going over our starting sits for a Thursday night on Wednesday, and then we'll be here on Sundays.
Hell yeah, guys. So always check them out. Come between our two shows. Normally we always go at the same time. That's why we wanted us to get together today and link this up, because we've missed you guys and we always wanted to be a part of it. So now that we can do that, make sure you guys like and subscribe to their stuff. Like and subscribe to ours if you like what we see. Also check out our weekly lineup as well. We have shows every day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And, of course, on Saturday, we might have 2 shows at one point. So make sure you guys check us out. Make sure you guys are looking at our affiliate podcast as well, with Phil Ruskin at the Extra Point and Kendall Vanderbilt at the Fantasy Football Tavern, as well as our very own Tycoon at the Fantasy Boardroom. And, of course, we also have the Sweet Life Football over with Cody and Zach. Make sure you check all those guys
Jack
out.
And Cody.
Oh, it's
Sweet
Jack.
Football with Jack and Cody.
So then why'd you put Zach in the thing?
No,
anyway.
It says Jack. The thing is Zach
Zach
and Cody. Then maybe it was a typo.
Well, that's your
typed it
typo.
wrong.
So Jack and Cody. Make sure you guys check them out. Also, for those that play DFS or any of those pick'ems and things like that, check out Underdog. Make sure you guys use promo code GETRIGHT, and they will help you at checkout. They will give you 50% of your deposit or to match. So if you put in 10, they'll give you 5. Make sure you guys are doing that and going with the pick'ems and enjoying those picks. Yeah, gentlemen, I think it's time to wrap this up. Thank you so much, Byron. Again, good luck to everybody in week 12 and during this Binado. We will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, I know, every day, right? So we will see you guys later. I hope you guys have a wonderful week 12, unless it's against me. So Neanderthal, you're going down. I'll see you guys later.
Shots fired.
Peace out, guys. Fantasy is the play. Marking nothing, but I tune in every Friday. Strategies provided.